Well, here we are again. I'm not going to bother talking about last time because I believe I've done so in enough detail in the epilogue of episode 1. That aside, if I could get back-to-back wins and secure 11 victories, I knew for sure that I could pull off a similar feat in this episode. However, I soon found out just how tricky that was going to be. This episode isn't called Patience Test for nothing. That aside, welcome back to the WipEout Gauntlet. Just my luck. If you will recall, my last run here on Rapier class with a pilot from the Corrects team was very rough indeed. I was now using the other pilot from that team. I think you can probably guess how this is going to go.
3, 2, 1, go!
Good strong start. Unexpected, but I wasn't going to argue. I was butchering this so far.
Mine.
Can't tell you how much I hate having to avoid more than one set of mines in any area. That section is such a nightmare in a heavy ship.
Missile.
This was clearly going to take more than one try, let's be honest.
Mine. Shockwave.
As if this didn't feel like enough of a lost cause already.
Missile.
What happened back there could have been a lot worse.
Missile. Missile.
Well, at least I didn't finish stone dead last.
3, 2, 1, go!
Perfect. Holy crap, that was close.
Rocket.
I still don't know what's causing the freezes. I fucked that right up.
Mine.
This had gone sideways so far, but I was trying to stay focused. That guy was starting to become an irritant.
Mine. Mine.
Due to my terrible piloting skills, I entered lap 3 back at square one. I did not have high hopes at this point.
Missile.
Talk about a persistent pain in the ass. Things didn't seem to be getting any better. That went well. That was kind of risky. I really wanted that to pay off. I loved how well that was done. Following 2 collisions, I had managed to keep 6th. This looked like a faint bit of hope. It looked like I was starting to get the hang of this. That pissed me off, and not for the reason you'd expect. If I hadn't fucked up that turn, I could have avoided that nudge. I had 5th. Could I keep it? Apparently not. Only a slight improvement, but an improvement nonetheless.
3, 2, 1, go!
As clearly shown, it didn't take long or much to lose my momentum. That made me really mad. There was easily a better place I could have used that turbo. This was the closest to success I'd come so far. I was under tremendous pressure to keep this up. My gamble had paid off for once. Well, the moment was nice while it lasted.
Shockwave.
Navigating through this with a heavy ship is already bad enough. A shockwave makes it way worse. So far, so good. I knew I was in with a good chance of success here if I could keep things under control. Third was mine, but I wasn't out of the woods yet. I don't think so. This was a problem I really didn't want. I may have lost third, but this looked fixable. And with that, my chances of success had faded away. It was only a few moments before that ugly truth sunk in. It was a very good effort, though. Half the pack was dealt with in one lap. I was bearing down on third. I could do this, provided I didn't screw anything up. Good thing I had that missile. The game really does make you work for your wins sometimes. Would have thought those mines would have given me more time to widen the gap. What goes around comes around, it would seem. That guy wasn't getting the better of me. Not if I had anything to say about it. This was just icing on the cake.
Shockwave. Rocket.
See previous statement about that guy. Stressful. Yes, but nowhere near as stressful as last time. For whatever goddamn reason, the race selector seemed to think I was due another round on rapier class. In all honesty though, I couldn't tell if this was better or worse.
3, 2, 1, go!
I got no words for that. Or that. A few of you may probably be wondering why I didn't use the turbo on that ramp back there. There's a good reason for that. You could find yourself flying straight off the track. Trust me when I say, leaving the track during a race is the last thing you want to do.
Shockwave. Missile.
Almost got him. So far, this run had been royally pathetic. By this point, this felt fucking hopeless. That fact I hadn't seen the rest of the pack for a while was only adding to my pessimism. Right as my luck looked to be out, I snagged 6th. For all the good that was worth.
3, 2, 1, go!
Needed a strong start. Got the opposite. This didn't look lost just yet. I swear, rewatching this to add the commentary was making me annoyed. How was I fucking up these turns? That turbo did a whole lot of nothing. Despite the rocky road this had been so far, I was making some measure of progress. Don't think I didn't see that.
Mine.
I had the same tactic I used on someone else used on me. That don't happen often,
Shockwave.
or at all. Cheeky twat. This was painful to watch.
Mine.
Now it felt certain I had widened the gap and had fifth under lock and key. Could I keep climbing though?
Rocket.
Answer: yes, this improvement was way better than I expected.
3, 2, 1, go!
Everything was next to perfect until that happened.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Just hearing missile over and over did little to calm my nerves. Now that I could get away with doing, it's more while in midair that using a turbo is inadvisable.
Shockwave.
I liked how this was going so far. My determination soared. I had eyes on the prize.
Missile.
It looked like I had left my last opponent in the dust and bagged an easy win.
Rocket.
And this is why you don't get cocky in this game.
Mine.
Had third again, but I knew more of what just happened was on the way. This guy was playing dirty. I had to do something soon, or this was a bust. That final showdown at the end had me on the edge of my seat. The race selector just wasn't letting up.
3, 2, 1, go!
Mine.
So far, this looked amazing. And in less than 5 seconds, that amazing feeling faded.
Missile. Shockwave.
I barely touched that wall.
Missile.
I did that without thinking.
Missile.
Despite the beating I was taking, that was not going to stop me. Karma, bitch. I hate it when that happens.
Rocket. Missile. Rocket.
Upon entering lap 3, a chase for the rest of the pack began, a chase which sadly ended in failure.
3, 2, 1, go!
Rocket. Shockwave. Missile. Rocket. Missile.
This was
Mine.
crazy. In less than 10 seconds, I'd passed more than half the pack.
Shockwave. Missile. Rocket.
I could still faintly see my last 2 targets. My climb wasn't over yet. That shockwave didn't help at all. That could have ruined everything. Yet I was quite surprised to see that it hadn't from the looks of things. The same could be said for that. It had become clear that I'd fallen behind somewhat, so I chose to go on defense instead. I was speechless in a good way for once. At long last, a breather had arrived.
3, 2, 1, go!
One big problem I have is not knowing where I've got to be on the speed scale to get a boost. That guy seemed determined to be a motherfucker.
Missile.
That was beautiful.
Mine. Rocket. Rocket.
An outlook I could be happy with for once. My pursuer could nudge all they wanted. It wasn't stopping me. I was impressed with this so far, but I had to keep my guard up.
Missile. Shockwave.
At this point, this seemed like a sure thing.
Shockwave. Rocket. Rocket.
He almost had me.
Shockwave.
I didn't like where this was going.
Mine.
I was slightly pissed off about that, but overall I couldn't complain. I was rather worried about this. You just need to watch episode 1 to understand why.
3, 2, 1, go!
Somehow that didn't surprise me. So much for trying the same tactic. Don't ask about that because I don't have an answer. Just when I thought I'd left that asshole in the dust. I had a lot of catching up to do, but part of me felt convinced that my efforts would be for nothing. Some people. My aim served me very well.
Missile. Rocket.
In just one lap, things had done a complete 180. It felt like I truly had a chance if I kept this up.
Rocket.
How was I screwing this up? One thing's for sure, I wasn't expecting this. I got fourth again on this run, which in turn gave me all the motivation I needed to keep pressing on.
3, 2, 1, go!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
I did that to avoid getting it.
Missile. 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 Missile.
What the bloody hell was going on back there?
Missile. Mine.
So close.
Missile.
Only a matter of time before one hit me.
Missile. Missile.
That was ambitious, but stupid. I had a good standing at the moment. It was now time to really get down to business. Perfect.
Shockwave.
Had third, but I knew the game wasn't going to go easy on me, so I wanted to make sure I was ready for any shit that came my way. But I had no trouble for the rest of the race. Well, that was certainly easier than my last run, hey. This was not going to be easy.
3, 2, 1, go!
Good way to kick things off.
Shockwave. Rocket.
Why the hell did I do that? This was getting ugly fast.
Missile. Rocket. Missile.
That was beyond awful.
Missile.
I started to have high hopes. If I could clear half the pack in one lap, then this was a slam dunk. Or so I thought.
3, 2, 1, go!
The nudging this time became a pain in the ass I could do without. The rate of progress was lower than before, but I cast my doubts aside and soldiered on. Not a chance sport.
Rocket.
Okay, yes, things looked bleak, but I was still a man on a mission. Unfortunately, my efforts were meaningless again.
3, 2, 1, go!
Shockwave.
How the fuck did that happen? No scrap was involved.
Mine. Missile. Rocket.
A few of you may probably be wondering why I always go left at this split. It may house a difficult corner series, but it's quicker than the right path if you can handle the corners.
Shockwave.
I hadn't hit a dead end just yet. I was in hot pursuit. I'd lost the target and all chance of success.
Attention! This video is being interrupted to deliver a quick message. This video will now transition to normal commentary, now returning you to the action.
3, 2, 1, go!
That was anything but helpful.
Rocket. Mine. Rocket.
One thing was certain, it looked like I was starting to get the hang of using a heavy ship in that corner series. Saw no other opponents for one whole lap. That was enough to make me worry. Saw no other opponents on this lap either. This was why I was cutting races. This trend had occurred in every run here so far.
3, 2, 1, go!
Just when I thought my luck couldn't get any worse. I don't think I've ever managed to get through that cleanly. That was proper bad timing.
Missile. Missile. Rocket.
At least I got myself out of last. But there was a nagging feeling that my terrible piloting skills would halt any further progression. And I was so happy to be proven wrong. This was starting to get interesting. Or fucking annoying, to put it another way.
Mine.
Why did I think that would work?
Mine.
I started to have a very bad feeling about the outlook of this race. You would have thought that missile would have done the trick, but no.
Rocket.
I'll admit that was a tad cheeky. That last race was actually worth showing in its entirety, because there was always something going on. Good thing I had a missile. Oh, come on, what was that? Same circumstances as before, now I was just crossing my fingers. I see you! Didn't see Fifth for very long. A few mistakes on my part and they just vanished into thin air. Took Fifth with no effort at all. I was expecting more of a challenge. Don't even think about it. With confidence I secured Fifth and a missile on hand, I decided to give it one last effort. Yeah, so much for that.
3, 2, 1, go!
Missile.
You fucking pain in the ass! This individual was becoming a problem. Good for me, because I had a score to settle. This was looking promising. At least, it did for a while.
3, 2, 1, go!
The stalled starts weren't even bothering me anymore. My luck here had been bad enough already. Finally got ya.
Shockwave. Shockwave.
Did I just glitch back there?
Missile.
That was not a smart move. In case you missed it, I actually did something clever with those two sets of mines.
Shockwave. Rocket. Missile. Rocket.
Seemed like every few seconds I had something new to worry about. Fifth was mine, but I knew it wasn't going to be smooth sailing to stay in fifth.
Rocket.
I rest my case.
Missile. Missile. Shockwave.
It was always something to keep me on edge.
Three, two, one, go!
I was now starting to get seriously fucking desperate.
Mine.
At least I'd learned from past mistakes.
Missile. Shockwave. Missile.
I couldn't catch a break on this run, it seemed.
Rocket.
Tried a wide pass and paid the price for it.
Shockwave.
I wasn't about to let this guy out of my sight.
Rocket.
One thing turbos are fantastic for is quick recoveries. I really didn't like this. Well, this was just fucking perfect. What a mess. I didn't know what to make of this. Despite being a straightforward track, my luck on Terramax is a mixed bag.
3, 2, 1, go!
I was fucking loving this so far, until that happened.
Mine. Shockwave.
Oh, no you don't.
Shockwave. Shockwave. Shockwave.
I was blazing through this.
Mine.
Did you see that? I practically bunny hopped over that guy. That was so cool. So much for an easy cruise to the finish. Almost got third back. Coming through.
Missile.
Don't mind me. The chase was on. Just when I thought I'd seen the last of this guy. Yeah, I wouldn't use turbos on that ramp. It's the same situation as Corridera.
Mine.
I asked for that because I didn't move out of the way. Bloody hell, that was close. I didn't have a problem with this.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, elephant in the room. Due to complications that I'm not going to go into detail about, I had to change the music I used for this track. Truth be told, I think it sounds alright. Nice. I've become quite the marksman.
Missile.
Thanks for the speed boost, mate. Talk about an ace up the sleeve.
Rocket. Shockwave.
A shockwave may be more manageable on a circuit like this, but it's still annoying.
Shockwave.
I'd hardly call that a marksman shot, the target was directly in front of me. If memory serves, progress felt a bit slower this time, compared to my other Venom runs here. At least I was in the top 3, but I suspected I'd have to put in more of an effort to stay there.
Missile.
In shields we trust.
Rocket.
Some people just can't take a hint. This cheeky so-and-so was starting to get right on my nerves.
Shockwave. Rocket.
That started to get really annoying near the end. I'd managed to succeed here on Venom class, so I thought to myself, you might just have more of a chance this time. Or so I thought. I didn't know if this was better or worse.
3, 2, 1, go!
Talk about a first-class cock-up.
Missile. Rocket.
I'd almost pulled off the perfect getaway.
Mine.
I'm sure there was a smarter way of doing that. One by one.
Mine.
This started to look like it was going somewhere. Well, it did for a while anyways.
Missile. Rocket.
The outlook of this race started to become very, very clear. Good hustle though.
3, 2, 1, go!
Last thing I needed. Seems like I sent the other guy flying ahead.
Missile.
Now that was a bit more like it.
Missile.
I still had a lot of work to do, so I needed to keep the momentum going. You little shits!
Missile.
This guy was one relentless bastard. Every time I tried to inch ahead, a missile found my face. I'd reclaim what was lost, but too much time was wasted doing so.
Shockwave.
Fuck me, I just couldn't catch a break.
Shockwave.
Okay, that could have been worse.
3, 2, 1, go!
These scraps weren't doing me any good.
Missile. Rocket.
One thing I can say, I was kind of glad to be doing this in a ship more easier to maneuver.
Mine.
Well, that was one pain in the ass dealt with. One thing I have noticed If you use pilots from the Team AG systems, like I am right now, the shittiness from the AI seems to skyrocket!
Mine.
Why didn't I move out of the way?
Attention! This video is being interrupted to deliver a quick message. This video will now transition to text-to-speech commentary, now returning you to the action.
3, 2, 1, go!
You gotta have the right kind of ship to pull that off.
Rocket. Shockwave. Missile. Rocket.
I didn't like what I just heard. That's why.
Mine. Mine.
All that progress, gone in a flash.
Rocket. Missile. Rocket. Missile.
Talk about deja vu.
Missile.
This had started to proper hot up.
Mine. Missile. Shockwave. Shockwave.
There were no free rides against the opposition this time.
3, 2, 1, go!
Missile.
One upside to this section is it's easy to shake missiles off in hay.
Mine.
One of the few times where going on the inside didn't work. That was a swift payback. fourth was in my sights. I knew I'd have a chance of getting it, but I didn't have much hope beyond that, given what things have been like so far. So close, but so far.
3, 2, 1, go!
Rocket. Missile. Rocket. Missile.
Once again, the game wasn't going easy on me.
Mine.
I flew into those. I've got no excuse.
Rocket.
Good fortune had found me, but I was under serious pressure now.
Rocket.
You ain't knocking me off course that easily. This was getting good.
Rocket. Rocket.
This had put a determined smile on my face.
Rocket.
The determination in question was sadly short-lived.
Shockwave.
That was just a nightmare. Following the crap I went through back at Carboni's, I wanted this to be nice and easy.
3, 2, 1, go!
Bad thinking on my part.
Mine.
Fuck around and find out. This was looking better than Alien now.
Mine. Missile. Shockwave.
That weren't no near miss, I can say that much. Wasn't sure if I had enough time or space to dodge those. Cheers.
Rocket. Rocket.
Well played.
Missile. Rocket. Mine.
Least I got what I wanted out of that. I was of two minds about this. Yes, I was using a ship more easier to control, but I was worried history would repeat itself.
3, 2, 1, go!
Me, turbos, and using them at the wrong time seems to be a running theme at this point. Well, that went well. So far, I really didn't like how this was going.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Knew that was coming.
Missile. Missile. Shockwave.
What a rotten motherfucker.
Missile.
I didn't have high hopes for this. What the hell was that about? What a dick.
Shockwave. Missile.
Given my performance and what I came face to face with, I wasn't surprised by this result.
3, 2, 1, go!
Rocket. Missile. Missile.
I didn't like hearing missile constantly. I had enough to think about.
Rocket.
I traded one pain in the ass for another.
Missile.
This was a good hustle. I had a good chance of success if I kept this up. Or so I thought.
3, 2, 1, go!
Mine. Rocket. Rocket.
If I turned just a bit earlier, I would have gotten away with that.
Missile.
Why did I think that was smart?
Mine. Rocket.
Don't really know what to say about that. With a trusty missile on hand, I began a hunt for the rest of the pack. A hunt that didn't go as planned. I just couldn't break this cycle.
3, 2, 1, go!
Missile. Missile. Mine.
This was the highest position I'd reached so far. Had I finally broken the cycle? No, I had not. I was now in serious trouble.
3, 2, 1,
Words alone can't express how angry that made me. Well, now you know why this episode is called Patience Test. At least I got 9 victories out of that. It's better to have some success than none at all. Got to try and look at the upside. 1 step closer to beating this thing, and 1 step closer to the first milestone. I'll share why that's important in due time. That aside, thanks for swinging on by and watching this partial train wreck of an episode. I appreciate you for doing so. I'm just crossing my fingers that things go better next time. See you again soon.